Welcome to the 131st Commencement of the University of Idaho. Now entering are the faculty. A long tradition at the university is for the faculty to form two columns that the graduation candidates will pass through. The College of Graduate Studies. Celebrating 100 years this year, the College of Graduate Studies leads the university's graduate-level research, academic programs, and creative activities. Its contributions helped capture the university's prestigious Carnegie R1 classification, recognizing the highest tier of national research. Dr. Jerry McMurtry is the Dean of the College of Graduate Studies. Lorenzo Lamar Rene from Naples, Florida is the featured graduate. Lorenzo was the first recipient of the Dual Credit Instructor Certificate and has published 4 articles focusing on student mental health and well-being during his time at U of I. The College of Law. Established in 1909, the College of Law emphasizes quality over quantity and delivers a focused curriculum to students completing their Juris Doctor degrees. Dr. Aviva Abramovsky serves as Dean of the College of Law. The College of Art and Architecture. Established in 1981, the College of Art and Architecture teaches the integrated concepts of art, design, and technology with an emphasis on cultural and environmental stewardship. Dr. Shauna Corey serves as Dean of the College of Art and Architecture. Tyler Reddy from Twin Falls is the featured graduate. He is earning his degree in fine arts and is on the Dean's List. Tyler plans to pursue a master's degree in ceramics and sculpture. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Founded in 1920, the college prepares graduates to lead and inspire in the fields of education, health, sport, recreation, leadership, and dance. Dr. Brooke Blevins is the Dean of the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Hannah Turner from Spokane Valley, Washington is the featured graduate. Graduating in elementary education with a concentration in special education, Hannah served on the board for the ASUI Terpsichore Student Dance Organization and as the president in 2024-25. She made significant efforts to enhance club activities. She attended America Dance College dance conferences multiple years, attends master classes with guest artists in dance regularly, attended IDEO conferences, performs in dance productions multiple times a semester, and has been part of the UI Dance Ensemble Outreach Company since its inception in 2023. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Founded in 1901, class is the largest and most dynamic college at the University of Idaho. The curriculum is centered around experiential learning and transformational opportunities. Dr. Sean M. Quinlan serves as Dean of the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Maya McBride is the featured graduate from class. She's from Burlington, Washington, and is a brilliant writer, tutor, residential advisor, and student. Her patience and positivity make her a beloved tutor in the Writing Center. Through her role with Brink Magazine, Maya has elevated the Writing Center and the English department. Maya's enthusiasm for her studies is only matched by her commitment to helping others and building community at the University of Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the platform party. Shauna Corey, Brooke Blevins, Sean Quinlan, Aviva Abramovsky, Jerry McMurtry, Blaine Eccles, Shea Arrogandade, Lindsey Brown, Diane Kelly Riley, Ken Udis, Brian Foisey, Scott Brunson, Chris Nomura, Rory Fletcher, Dirk Kempthorne, John Wagner, Tori Lawrence, Kristen Haltener, and C. Scott Green, the 19th President of the University of Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Joint ROTC Color Guard, followed by the performance of our national anthem by Madison Cummings and the University Wind Ensemble. Please remove your hats unless you are in uniform or academic regalia.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare. The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please welcome the Vice Chair of the University of Idaho Faculty Senate, Kristen Haltener.
Please be seated. Oh, please be seated. Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2025 Winter Commencement. Oh, there's enough. Thank you. It's not on either. Oh, wait. No. Hello. Hi. Want me to yell? Just wait. We're just gonna wait. Bring him back. Yeah, that's not working. Oh, hey, there we go. Woo! I was going to make a joke about needing to do a dance up here, so I'm really glad that didn't, you should all be glad that didn't have to happen. Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2025 Winter Commencement. On behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank you for allowing us to be part of your educational journey. It has been an honor to teach, mentor, and learn with you these past years. We look forward to watching you apply what you gained at the University of Idaho to change the world. No pressure. As you begin or continue in your careers, remember to always be brave, be bold, be kind, and be your best. Please join me in welcoming the 19th President of the University of Idaho, C. Scott Green.
Just kidding. Thank you, Professor Haltner, for opening our ceremony and for your service as Vice Chair of the Faculty Senate. Students, parents, families, deans, faculty, and honored guests, what a beautiful afternoon, what a great day, and welcome to the University of Idaho, our state's flagship land-grant institution. Our history is important, and I want to begin by acknowledging that our U of I campus and statewide centers reside on the ancestral homelands of 5 federally recognized nations: the Coeur d'Alene tribe, the Kootenai tribe of Idaho, the Nez Perce tribe, the Shoshone-Bannock tribe of the Fort Hall Reservation, and the Shoshone-Paiute tribes of the Duck Valley Indian Reservation. We strive to foster collaboration, mutual understanding, and learning that supports tribal priorities in education, economic development, and research. Seated directly behind me and on the floor are representative members of the University of Idaho's leadership. Will the platform party and other members of the university leadership team joining from the audience please rise? Our leadership team has demonstrated its commitment and dedication to the students of this great institution. Commencement is one of our favorite days of the year. On behalf of the university's leadership team, we're excited to celebrate this accomplishment with you today. Please be seated. This is the 131st commencement year for the University of Idaho. More than 133,000 students have earned more than 142,000 degrees since the first graduates walked across our stage in 1896. That tradition continues today. More than 600 graduates are joining the ranks of Vandal alumni this winter. A University of Idaho education illuminates and elevates not just students, but entire communities across our state and around the world. This is especially true for our first-generation students. If you are the first in your family to earn a college degree, please stand and remain standing. As first-generation students and now first-gen college graduates, you've navigated significant challenges, and you are great examples and guiding lights for your families and your communities. Congratulations to you and your loved ones. You can be seated. The Vandal family is filled with trailblazers and pioneers, and we take challenges head-on and aren't afraid to explore uncharted territory. I'd like to take a few moments to highlight some examples of your lineage as University of Idaho graduates. Our campus is dotted with reminders of our rich military tradition, from the bronze soldier statue on the administration lawn to War Memorial Gym. Our alumni roster is filled with military heroes as well. Ross Erastus Rowell served as the Marine Corps Director of Aviation from 1935 to 1939. He was one of 3 senior officers of Marine Corps aviation during World War II, helping the U.S. and our allies prevail. In this century, U of I General James Amos from Wendell served in the Marine Corps for 42 years, rising to the top rank of Commandant. Amos focused on working with other military branches and international allies, and he helped modernize the Marine Corps to meet evolving global threats. I'd also say Admiral Gormley. Gormley Park is named after, led the Navy in 2 world wars. General Peterson, Lieutenant General Peterson from Boise, was commissioned from our own Christman Battalion and rose through the Army ranks to become Director of Force Development for the U.S. Army, and then served as Deputy Chief of Staff for the G8 in the Pentagon. U.S. Navy veteran Jim McClure from Payette earned his law degree at the U of I before serving 3 terms representing Idaho in the U.S. Senate. McClure's legacy lives on at the U of I through the McClure Center for Public Policy Research, along with his family's generous support of the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival. Our alumni also make their mark in the business world. Sharon Allen grew up in tiny Kimberly, Idaho, with plans to be a teacher. But her roommate at the University of Idaho convinced her to take an accounting class, which sparked a passion that led to her prolific career. In 2003, Allen became the first woman to serve as chairman at Deloitte, the largest professional services network in the world. She now serves on the board of directors for several prominent organizations, including the Bank of America, the John F. Kennedy School of Government at Harvard, and the National Board of the YMCA. University of Idaho alum Frank Schrantz from Boise worked nearly 30 years at Boeing before taking the reins of the company and leading it to new heights. As CEO, he was known for his humility and calm demeanor, as well as his innovation. Schrantz led Boeing through a growth market, a recession, and then a restructuring that led to the creation of the 777, one of the most successful commercial planes ever put into service. Vandal alum Thomas Mueller, who grew up in St. Mary's, Idaho, is on the cutting edge of space exploration. He was the second employee at SpaceX, and he designed the Merlin engines that power the Falcon rocket. Mueller continues to innovate and explore new frontiers in space transportation with his own company now, Impulse. They are quickly becoming one of the space transportation leaders, and they have plans soon to ferry payloads to Mars. In addition to soaring to great heights, Vandals also excel on the ground. If you're from the Treasure Valley, you likely know the name Kristen Armstrong. She earned her bachelor's degree in exercise physiology at the University of Idaho before becoming the most decorated U.S. women's cyclist in history. Armstrong won 3 straight Olympic gold medals, 2 world championships, and 6 U.S. championships. We're proud to name the bike path through our campus in Armstrong's honor. On the football field, NFL Hall of Famer Jerry Kramer from Sandpoint starred for the Vandals before becoming a Green Bay Packer legend. One of Kramer's teammates at Idaho was Boise High grad Wayne Walker, who went on to play 15 years and a franchise record 200 games for Kramer's rival, the Detroit Lions. Few schools recruited Mark Schlereth out of high school in Anchorage, Alaska, but he became a Vandal legend on the as an offensive lineman on some of the best Idaho teams ever. While enduring 29 surgeries as a professional, Schlereth won 3 Super Bowls. In a few moments, we'll recognize another great Vandal, Governor Dirk Kempthorne. His experience as ASUI president set the stage for a successful career in leadership at the state and national levels. I have no doubt there are many Vandals wearing regalia here today who will be remembered as leaders, trailblazers, innovators, and champions. As graduates, I encourage you to continue to be curious, continue to learn, and continue to collaborate in ways that uplift others. As you blaze new trails, lean on the Vandal Network to help you chart your path. You may face setbacks, but the grit and determination that led you to this graduation stage have also prepared you for the challenges ahead. Congratulations, and go Vandals! Now, as I look out over all these graduates, I know that none of you accomplished this goal on your own. You were supported by friends and family, people you care about, and people who care deeply for you. Graduates, please take a moment to stand and express your appreciation to those in the audience who supported you along this journey. Please stand. You may be seated. I always love that part. It's an honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, John Wagner. He's the director of Idaho National Laboratory and president of Battelle Energy Alliance, LLC. He's responsible for management and integration of a large multi-purpose laboratory that has a mission focused on energy, national and homeland security, and environmental science and technology. He manages this U.S. Department of Energy National Laboratory that includes more than 6,300 scientists, engineers, and support staff members in multiple nuclear and non-nuclear experimental facilities, with an annual budget of more than $2 billion. Wagner initially joined INL as chief scientist at the Material and Fuels Complex in 2016, and served as associate laboratory director for nuclear science and technology beginning in 2017. Prior to joining INL, he worked for nearly 17 years at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, where he held several research and leadership roles in reactor and fuel cycle technologies. Wagner is a fellow of the American Nuclear Society and the American Association for the Advancement of Science, and the recipient of the 2013 E.O. Lawrence Award, which recognizes mid-career scientists or engineers for exceptional achievements. He has authored or co-authored more than 170 refereed journal and conference articles, technical reports, and conference summaries. He's earned a bachelor's in nuclear engineering from Missouri University of Science and Technology in 1992, and a master's and a doctorate degrees from the Pennsylvania State University in 1994 and 1997, respectively. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our 2025 Winter Commencement speaker, John Wagner.
Good afternoon, graduates, and good afternoon to the families and loved ones that are supporting the graduates today. I also agree, Scott. I love that part of this commencement as well. My heartfelt congratulations to each of you graduates, as well as to all of those here or elsewhere that helped you get here. Your parents, your siblings, other family members, instructors, and mentors. Today marks not more than a milestone in your academic journey. It marks a milestone in your lives that you will never forget. I encourage you to take time today to reflect on your accomplishment, to savor this moment, enjoy it, and to thank those who helped you get here. Before I began, I wanted to thank President Green and his team for the honor of sharing this day with you. This is special for me as well. It's different, but it's special for me, given the connection I and my family have developed with the University of Idaho and the people here. My oldest daughter, Victoria, earned her master's degree this year here and is now pursuing a PhD in geology. My oldest son, Jack, is also here working towards a master's in biology. They're probably both thinking, please don't embarrass me, Dad. I may have already done that. But I'll try not to do that, Jack and Victoria, and I'll try to also keep this as brief as reasonably possible. Also, in addition to the family connection, there is a strong, long connection between the Idaho National Laboratory and the University of Idaho. We've been great partners for many decades, somewhere on the order of 70 years, and more than 400 University of Idaho graduates contribute to enabling our mission at the laboratory every day. 422 as of Friday. So some of you in this audience may join them, I hope so, continuing that proud tradition. Because of all this, it truly is a privilege for me to spend just a few minutes with you today and share some perspectives from my experiences. Let me first say that as I approached what I was going to say to you all, it's always hard to believe that it's been more than 30 years since I sat where you sit, at least in terms of getting a BS degree. I received that from a small university, rural university in Missouri, that has a lot of similarities to the University of Idaho, although it's actually quite a bit smaller. I recall sitting where you are, even after all these years, I recall sitting where you were very well. The mixture of emotions that I experienced, and you probably are experiencing now. Pride in the accomplishment of graduating. Relief, it was done, at least for one stage. Uncertainty and excitement about the future. And the thing that strikes me most is the humbling awareness that my education had revealed to me just how much there was yet to learn. So all those emotions are probably, and different emotions as well, running through you now. So let me tell you a little bit about the world, what the world looked like then, because I want to use that to frame and make a point about what's possible in your lifetimes. In 1992, when I called my parents, I needed a phone, and it was attached to a wall. There was no internet, as you know it. There was no Google, no social media, no streaming. Research meant you went to a library physically, and you looked through card catalogs to find out where things were. Many of you have probably never seen a card catalog. Some of you probably have, but many of you have not. The world's fastest supercomputer at that point in time could perform about 20 billion calculations per second. Each of you right now have smartphones, probably in your pockets, that are thousands of times more powerful than that. At that time, I never imagined leading one of the Department of Energy's national laboratories, referred to as the crown jewels of American research and innovation, or delivering a commencement address at a prestigious university like this one. Those things were simply unthinkable to me at that time. And that's what I wanted to convey, a profound lesson. The world is filled with possibilities and opportunities, limited only by our and your imagination. We're living in a period of incredible innovation and rapid transformation, unlike any in human history. That's where we are right now. Through our news feeds and social media, the world may seem uncertain and even scary, but in my opinion, here's the truth. This moment offers you opportunities my generation and previous generations couldn't have imagined. To appreciate that and where you're headed, consider how far we've come in just the last 3 decades since I graduated, a little bit more than 3 decades. We now have essentially infinite information immediately available in our pockets. We video call family and friends and colleagues across the globe for free. AI capabilities enable us to accomplish more, faster, every single day, and that's only becoming more so every single day. Medical advances mean we sequence individual genomes and use targeted therapies. Modern medical imaging can now detect tumors and abnormalities in our bodies at scales unimaginable just a few decades ago. Travel that took days now takes hours. Tasks that consumed our time, like navigation, banking, shopping, pretty much whatever you can think of, happen almost instantly on our devices. And one I really like is self-driving cars are emerging as a reality instead of science fiction. Our lives, in my opinion, are amazing. And things are only going to get better. Now, if you will, think about, imagine with me, if you will, what their world could look like. In 2050, just 25 years from now, many of you will be middle-aged. Thanks in advances to medicine, technology, you'll be looking forward to decades of productive life still ahead, redefining what middle age is. You will see humans return to the moon, not just to visit, but to stay and to exploit its resources. Permanent lunar bases and will serve as laboratories and launch points for deeper space exploration. In my lifetime, thanks to people like Tom Mueller, who was mentioned earlier, I expect to see humans land on Mars. In your lifetimes, I expect you will witness colonization of Mars. Some of you may actually go there yourselves. Think about that possibility. Some people in this room may actually set foot on Mars. You will likely see cancer transform from a death sentence to a manageable condition, and in many cases, curable. Gene therapies will cure diseases other diseases we currently consider incurable. Personalized medicine will prevent illnesses before they even start. Abundant energy from nuclear fission, it's my favorite, fusion, geothermal, and others, will be critical to bringing electricity to the more than 3/4 of a billion people in the globe right now that currently lack access to it. They'll be powering autonomous systems, desalinating water for growing populations, and so much more. Many homes, perhaps all, will have robotic assistants that tend to our personal needs. Self-driving vehicles, I mentioned earlier, will not be emerging, but will be commonplace. Perhaps self-flying vehicles, I don't know. The innovations that will define 2050 will build upon those from people who graduated decades ago, but they'll come from you. The breakthroughs in energy, security, AI, autonomous systems, medicine, transportation, farming, agricultural, space exploration, driven by people in this audience that will be willing to challenge current assumptions, dream big, take calculated risks, and focus relentlessly on outcomes that matter to human beings. I am so excited about the possibilities, not just for you, but also for my children. So now I'd like to talk a little bit and share what I've learned about success. Before I talk about 5 things that I think have been timeless relative to success, there's one really important thing I want to focus on first. And I want to say it this way. If you remember nothing else from my remarks after we're all done, I want you to remember this. Each of you in this room is more capable than you think you are. Each of you in this room is more capable than you think you are. I've seen this repeatedly in myself, my colleagues, my friends, and yes, my children that I'm going to embarrass multiple times. Most of us, for whatever reason, place artificial limitations on our abilities. Often, it's only through adversity that we discover our abilities are greater than we realized. So I encourage you to continue to push yourself outside your comfort zone. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow. That's how only truly you'll understand what you are capable of. While the world will change in unprecedented and unpredictable ways, throughout my career, I've observed 5 things I mentioned that I consistently separate those who thrive from those who don't. First, maintain a positive, can-do attitude. In this film, Henry Ford has the quote that I like the best. I think it sums it up the best, and that is, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Mindset is so very important. I'm a diehard optimist, and I firmly believe that that has served me well. So please, remain positive, looking forward at what can be. Second, cultivate and maintain an unshakable work ethic. Your diploma proves that you can work hard, that you have grit, and that you can overcome obstacles. Breakthroughs come from showing up day after day and putting in the work. Third, be open to change. The only constant in your life will be change, and embrace it rather than resist it. Remain flexible and understand that failure can be a critical, positive turning point. Related to that, be a lifelong learner. Fourth, never compromise your integrity. Choose the right path, even when it's harder. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. Fifth, be the solution. That's like one of my favorite expressions. Take initiative. Don't wait for permission. Sometimes you need to, be careful with that. But generally speaking, don't wait for permission. Have the courage to be who you are, trust your instincts, and dare to make a difference. Also, I hope you all find your passion. When you identify work that contributes to something larger than yourself, pursue it with determination. That is where you'll not just find success, but you'll find meaning. That sense of mission, contributing to something larger than yourself, is available to all of you, whatever field you're graduating in today. At Idaho National Laboratory, where I find my passion, our vision is to change the world's energy future and secure our nation's critical infrastructure. We work every day to develop technologies that enable abundant, secure energy the world needs to power safe and prosperous lives, to fuel rockets to Mars, to power the laboratories that will ultimately cure cancer, and much, much more. I'd like to give you another quote, and that is one from Confucius. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. That is exactly what I hope for all of you. When you find that work, you're passionate about it, it transforms from a job or an obligation to a calling. It makes all the difference. In closing, I look at all of you, think about your families, and I feel very optimistic about the future. Not because challenges don't exist, but because you're equipped to solve them. You'll tackle challenges we haven't even identified yet. You'll create technologies we can't imagine today. You'll cure diseases, explore new worlds, and build a civilization beyond our Earth. Yes, turmoil and uncertainty are real. They always will be. And cynics will always remind us what is wrong with the world and all the different problems. But I hope that is not you. That is not us, and that should not be your focus. The reality you grew up in and you grew up with is far different than what I grew up with, what your parents and grandparents grew up with. And that's because our quest as human beings for improvement is perpetual. Those who say we're in decline and your lives will be worse than your parents, etc., they fail to understand the course of history and how young people and good human beings drive progress forward. You leave this great university ready for whatever comes next, armed with the timeless attributes that will enable your success: understanding of your capabilities, maintaining a positive attitude, showing persistence and hard work, preserving your integrity, and taking initiative. So please remember what I said earlier. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I hope for you that you find your passion, if you haven't already. I hope you already have. Identify outcomes that matter to you and to the world, and you go make the world better. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, John, for that incredible, clear vision of the future. It's just incredibly inspiring. I'd like to now welcome Captain Scott Brunson, Professor of Naval Science and Commanding Officer of the Navy ROTC, to recognize our graduates who've been commissioned in the United States Armed Forces. Scott?
Good afternoon. I am Captain Scott Brunson, and I am honored to speak with you today. The University of Idaho has a long and distinguished history of developing senior and noteworthy officers of the United States Armed Forces, spanning every service: the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force, and the Space Force. This graduating class is no exception. Later in today's ceremony, this graduate will walk with his college to receive his diploma. But first, I want to thank the university for the opportunity to highlight this individual, who has completed a demanding leadership development program in conjunction with his pursuit of a degree and committed yesterday to service to our nation by taking an oath to defend our Constitution and our way of life. This young officer swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign or domestic. Let me anchor on this point for a moment. This oath is the same oath taken by a United States Congressman and scarcely different than the oath taken by the President of the United States at inauguration. And this oath It's not to an individual, a king, a president, or a dictator, as was standard at the time and is still commonplace today. It is to our Constitution, its framework, and its ideals. Second Lieutenant Jimenez Lopez, please stand. All right, you can be seated. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you for your service to our country. We're grateful for our ROTC and the amazing work of our students in those programs. It's a privilege and a joy to work with all of our talented and committed student leaders. From the Student Bar Association to the Graduate and Professional Student Association to all of our many clubs and organizations, we have terrific students who care about our community and give back. I'd like to invite Shea Arogandade, our ASUI president, to address our graduating students. Shea?
Good morning, families, faculty, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Shea Arogandade. I serve as ASUI president, and I'm honored and humbled for the opportunity to speak to you all today. Graduates, take a moment. Look around at one another. Every one of you has a story about how you got here. Those stories include 24-hour study sessions, questionable late-night meals, roommates who became family, or professors who still accepted that assignment even though it was a couple of days or weeks late. Your stories include resilience in the face of adversity, unexpected opportunities, and moments when you doubted yourself, but pushed forward anyway. Today isn't just a celebration of what you've achieved. It's a celebration of everything it took to get here. You are a part of a generation of vandals who did not get the typical college experience. You lived through some of the scariest times imaginable. Tragedies, uncertainties, all while trying to figure out what those next steps look like. But through it all, you kept going. That perseverance, that grit, that relentless spirit is what defines you as vandals. As you prepare to launch forward into that bright future, I want to remind you of just a few things. First, community matters. At the University of Idaho, community is not just a word we throw into the brochures or in an Instagram caption. It's something we live by and something we cherish. It's a classmate you texted for notes, the advisor who listened to you with an open mind when you decided to change your major senior year, and the bonds you made when the fire alarm went off and everyone had to evacuate the dorms. The teammates, club members, coworkers, neighbors, and everyone who shaped your college experience in ways big and small. Whether you're starting a career, beginning grad school, joining the military, or taking some well-earned time to breathe, remember to bring that sense of community with you. The world needs more people who know how to care, collaborate, connect with one another. Second, courage isn't always loud. Sometimes courage looks like raising your hand in class when your heart is pounding. Sometimes it looks like showing up to office hours even though you don't want to. Sometimes it's applying for a job you're not sure you'll get, moving to a new city, or choosing a path that others may not understand but you know is right for you. You have shown courage simply by being here today. Remember that feeling and carry it with you. Third, leadership is not about titles. Leadership is about presence. Leadership is choosing to do the right thing when no one's watching. It's advocating for someone who doesn't have a voice. It's taking responsibility, showing kindness, and making spaces better than when you found them. And the truth is, every single one of you has been a leader during your time here. You've led in classes, communities, organizations, your jobs, and friendships. Keep leading in whatever form that takes. Graduates, as you leave this campus, the world will offer you endless opportunities, but also challenges. You will face moments of doubt, have days when you wonder if you're on the right path, and when those days come, remember that you have already accomplished something extraordinary. You've already done hard things. You've already built resilience, and that means you can do it again. Remember the beauty of this place, the sound of the admin bells, the vibrant energy during Serpentine, the feeling of the Kibbe Dome during game day, the cheers, the laughter, the crash outs. These tiny moments have added up into something big. And as you begin this next chapter, don't rush it. Don't compare your path to anyone else, because success is not a race, it's a journey. On behalf of ASUI and the entire University of Idaho community, I want you to know that you are forever Vandals. This campus will always be a place you can return to, a place that will welcome you with open arms, cheer your successes, and support your dreams. So, class of 2025, thank you for everything you've given this university. Thank you for your strength, creativity, humor, kindness, and determination, and for leaving this campus a better place than when you found it. Wherever you go, go boldly and bravely, and above all, go Vandals. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Shay. We appreciate your excellent leadership of the ASUI. We now have the honor of recognizing a member of our Vandal family with the President's Medallion. This award is presented to an individual who has made significant contributions to the cultural, economic, scientific, and/or social advancement of Idaho and its people, as well as provided exceptional service to the state or nation that has influenced the well-being of humankind. I now invite Kristen Haltner, Vice Chair of the Faculty Senate, to introduce our President's Medallion recipient, Dirk Kempthorne.
Dirk Kempthorne is a proud graduate of the University of Idaho. After having served as the president of the Associated Students of the University of Idaho and earning a degree in political science, Kempthorne was inspired to pursue a career in public service. He served as mayor of Boise for 7 years before supporters encouraged him to run to represent Idaho in the United States Senate, to which he was elected in November 1992. Kempthorne returned to our great state when he was elected governor of Idaho in 1998 and re-elected in 2002. He was a champion for education. When the dot-com crisis plunged the nation's economy, Kempthorne proposed the construction of a major building at every college and university campus as a way to stimulate Idaho's economy while significantly helping higher education. The buildings funded and built included the Teaching and Learning Center at the U of I. In 2006, Governor Kempthorne was asked by President George W. Bush to return to Washington, D.C. to serve as the 49th Secretary of the U.S. Department of the Interior. Continuing his public service, Governor Kempthorne serves as the chair of the USS Idaho Commissioning Committee Advisory Board. The USS Idaho is the nation's latest Virginia-class nuclear attack submarine and will be commissioned this spring. Kempthorne also serves as a director on 3 national corporate boards and travels extensively. Governor Kempthorne and his wife Patricia now thoroughly enjoy time with their 2 grown children, 7 grandchildren, and 1 very active and, dare I say, adorable dog. I saw a picture. We are very grateful for Dirk's immense contributions to our community as a scholar, a leader, and a mentor. Governor Kempthorne's life and career embody the University of Idaho's values of excellence, integrity, and perseverance. The University of Idaho is proud to award the President's Medallion to Dirk Kempthorne.
Provost and Executive Vice President Tori Lawrence will now recognize our graduates who have earned honor cords.
Thank you, President Green. The University of Idaho is committed to the pursuit of excellence. Today we recognize the students who are graduating with special honors. Will the students please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing? Audience, please hold your applause until all honorees are standing. Cum laude, with distinction, signified by a bronze honor cord, these students are the top 10% of their college class. Please stand. Magna cum laude, with great distinction, signified by a silver honor cord, they are the top 6% of their college class. Please stand. Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, signified by a gold honor cord, these students are the top 3% of their college class. Please stand. Next, we invite the members of our honors program to stand and be recognized. We will also recognize other honor societies, honor organizations, officer education program candidates, veterans, and others with honor cords. Will you please stand? You have brought distinction to yourselves and to our university through your high achievements as students and as scholars. We honor your hard work and commitment to learning, and we look to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourself and your peers. Congratulations. You may be seated. We will now begin the granting of degrees to all candidates who have met the requirements for the associate, baccalaureate, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees. The requirements are set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho and have been completed through formal study. Degrees will be conferred on all candidates present today, as well as upon those who have been duly excused. Will the candidates for undergraduate degrees please stand? President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded the associate or baccalaureate degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the associate or bachelor's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive a diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You may be seated. Will the candidates for master's and specialist degrees please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive a master's or specialist degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the master's and specialist degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you'll receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and Juris Doctor please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in academic disciplines. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive a doctoral degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities. In testimony whereof, you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please be seated. The University of Idaho awards posthumous degrees to students who have completed sufficient coursework prior to their untimely death. This is a moment for us to acknowledge the contributions of each student and celebrate their academic accomplishments with their families. This winter, we will award one posthumous degree. President Green, Chandler Scott Harris has been recommended by the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences to receive a posthumous bachelor's degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon Chandler Scott Harris the posthumous Bachelor of General Studies degree earned. In testimony whereof, his family will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Thank you. You may be seated. We will now begin the awarding of doctoral degrees. They will be followed by the master's, specialist, and undergraduate degrees. Students receiving a doctorate today are given a doctoral hood. Doctor of Philosophy students will be hooded by their major professor. Juris Doctor candidates will be hooded by Dean Aviva Abramovsky. After receiving your degree, we ask that all candidates please stay for the remainder of the ceremony out of respect for the other graduates and their families. Marshals, please escort our candidates to the stage.
Students graduating with a doctoral degree in the College of Graduate Studies will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Lorenzo Lamar Rene, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Janine Juliana Dara. The dissertation title is Exploring Pre-Service Teachers' Knowledge, Attitudes, and Practices of Student Mental Health, Consequences for Educator Preparation Programs. Heather Levina Heward, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Laura B. Holyoke. The dissertation title is Advancing Prescribed Fire Through Effective Knowledge Transfer. Adam James Hannon, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Julie M. Amador. The dissertation title is Framing and Reframing Lesson Goals, Linking Research, Teacher Intentions, and Coaching to Strengthen Mathematics Instructional Support and Teaching. Jennifer S. Kruger, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Julie M. Amador. The dissertation title is Extending the Construct of Professional Noticing to Coaching Contexts, Shifting the Lens from Teaching to Coaching and Exploring Implications for Coach Learning. Iva Teresa Moss Redman, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Vanessa E. Anthony Stevens. The dissertation title is Arapaho Knowledge Systems, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, and Relationality in Arapaho Origin Story. Jessica Marie Matsaw, Education, is being hooded by the Major Professor Vanessa E. Anthony Stevens. The dissertation title is Cultural Equity Literacy, Cultivating Relationships Through Shoshone-Bannock Pedagogy. Students graduating with a Juris Doctor degree in the College of Law will be greeted by Dean Aviva Abramovsky. Peyton Janae Schooler Palillo. Students graduating with a master's degree in the College of Graduate Studies will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Emma Catherine Bonds, Special Education. Rebecca Ann Gonzalez, English. Gregory Hethcock, Theatre Arts. Kira Nicole Johnson, Curriculum and Instruction. Megan Cree Johnson, Public Administration. Ruth Elizabeth Youngward, Curriculum and Instruction. Benjamin Scott Kendall, Public Administration. Jordan Ashley Levitt, Curriculum and Instruction. Jeremy Longka, Theater Arts. Yerika Yasmin Marquez Ruiz, Curriculum and Instruction. Jacob Wesley Millison, Public Administration. Michael Mueller, Curriculum and Instruction. Dylan Wynn, Kinesiology and Leisure Sciences. Donovan Tyree Parham, Adult and Organizational Learning and Leadership. Rebecca Ann Reyes, Criminology. Raya Grace Shepard, Creative Writing. Kristen Denise Tillinghast, Theater Arts. Peyton Luke Weaver, Public Administration. Angel Williams, Criminology. Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Art and Architecture will be greeted by Dean Shauna Corey. Tyler Reedy. Ashley Marie Robinson. Paige Sienna DeShields. Austin Sven Eike. Claire M. Hampton. Kieran Haywood. Adelia Hopper. Riley Stephen Hubsmith. Sophia Ruby Nuss. Brendan Arden Polnow. Paige Elise Shumway. Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences will be greeted by Dean Brooke Blevins. Hannah Nadine Turner. Colton James Ackerman. Grace Kelly Babcock. Kyla Helene Roseth. Olivia M. Camilli. Christopher Allen Clary. Shaylin Grace Crichton. Kendall Renee Culpepper. Elisha Isaiah Cummings. Sage Nicole Dodd. Caitlin Nicole Facrier. Nicholas Monroe Green. Hunter Henry Harrison. Chris LeBlanc. Harold George Karsten. Jesus Jimenez Lopez. Sarah Elizabeth Camera, summa cum laude. Isaiah Luis King. Patrick Aiden Pierre Manning Flock. Caleb Riot Mays. Sage Abigail Minnick. Catherine Elizabeth Macedo. Madison Ann Patrick. Chad David Redinger. Maxwell Ennis Schaffler. Austin James Simon. Hannah K. Twitchell. Caleb Rulon Wessels.
Students graduating with an undergraduate degree in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences will be greeted by Dean Sean Quinlan. Maya Victoria McBride, summa cum laude. Julius Ryan de Guzman Abajero. Abigail Caroline Alameda. Nikauri Augusto. Catherine Ayala. Kelly Ayers. Melissa Ruth Beals, summa cum laude. Jacob William Bindley. Samantha Burton. Hayden James Boyd Casanelli. Riley Dean Christman. Hope Maureen Conacher. Christopher Scott Dunham. Connor Blair Early. Kevin Michael Finnegan. Trevin Richard Gottschalk. Kelsey Amariah George Justice. Lisa Hagler. Kaya Jade Yvonne Haney. Carson William Hendrickson. Annalie Marie Heppenstall. Allison L. Harridge. Martin Heron. Mary Margaret Barron Hunter. Tyler Allen Jansen. David Michael Jessup. Katerina Bernadette Tuckness Jones. Anna Marie Kebschel. Janie Elizabeth Kelly. Ashley Sierra Kramer. Nicholas Gabriel Lamana. Destiny M. Lineweber, summa cum laude. Miles Dillon Lewis. Anthony Long. Amelie the Avenger Lorenzini. Chelsea Grace Marshall. Jack Douglas Meyer, also known as Joe Vandal. Bailey J. Maya. Logan Maurice Mitchner. Faith Mink. Eliana Marie Montez. Madison Marie Myers. Cabri May Nebeker. Shane Silas Nearinks, summa cum laude. Avery Gwendolyn Nichols. Elizabeth Marie Niehenke. Bryce Maurice Norwood. Alex Packer. Katie Elizabeth Pearsall. Zoe Acacia Peterson. Miranda Ramirez. Cameron Michael Rebe. Anna Marie Elizabeth Richardson. Erica Elizabeth Rose. Victoria Deanna Rolls. Elizabeth Rose Sabata. Sabrina Marie Sneevy. Isaac Curtis Snyder. Parker Samuel Sorum. Zachary Spears. Skylar Page Speck. Chase Michael Sumter. Aiden Terry. Nathaniel Deshaun Thomas. Lacey Lynn Tolley. Hannah Bell Twite. Brandon Lloyd Van Ness. Taryn Elizabeth Vandal. Morgan Ray Vaughn. Caitlin Marie Vilgos. Olivia D. Washburn. Georgina Louise Weber, summa cum laude. Jennifer A. Whaley. Jacob R. Williams. Madeline Elizabeth Worth. Kobe Michael Yoakum. Casey Mary Kansas Yeoman, summa cum laude. Kira Lee Young. And Jillian Naylor Zinson. I know. All right. Here.
May I have all the graduates please stand? You are now graduates, so it's time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. You may be seated. I'd like to invite Rory Fletcher, Alumni Director for Northern Idaho and Class of 2004, to address our graduates.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Vandals. Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution. May I please have all the University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform stand. Graduates, you are joining an elite and loyal group of individuals, now numbering almost 117,000 strong. They are living and working and making a difference in Idaho, nationally and around the globe. And now you too are a part of the University of Idaho alumni family. If anybody's, you can sit now. Congratulations, welcome, and go Vandals.
Thank you, Rory. Appreciate it. As we near the end of our commencement ceremony, I'd like to take a few moments to show our appreciation to some of the many individuals who made today possible. First, the University Wind Ensemble led by Assistant Professor and Director of Bands, Mark Thiel. Special thanks go to our commencement readers, Sarah Nelson, Jamaica Richter, and Lisa Salisbury. presentation of colors was made by a color guard comprised of cadets from the University of Idaho's ROTC units. Oh, yep. And I'll just say that was Naval ROTC. Also, thank you to our floor and college marshals for the leadership and for the leadership of Rula Awad Rafferty, lead marshal for our ceremony today. Thank you, Rula. Many others worked for several months to make this event so special. My gratitude to the committees, faculty, and staff who had a part in planning this ceremony. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Thank you. Finally, I wish to acknowledge our faculty. Will our faculty please stand? You provide the knowledge and mentorship to our students. You teach them, you advise them, you support our students and give them the tools that they need to be successful in the workforce. You are central to our land-grant mission of teaching, discovery, and service. We commend you for your dedication to our students and to the University of Idaho. Thank you. Graduates, after the ceremony, please join your family and friends outside for photos, but please wait until the stage party has exited the seating area before you begin to recess, or we have a traffic jam. Finally, please join us in a special University of Idaho tradition, the singing of the alma mater. The words are located on page 38 in your program, and I believe on the screens above. Please stand.
And here we have Idaho, winning her way to fame. Silver and gold in the sunlight blaze, and romance lies in her name. We'll go singing of you, proudly too. All our lives through we'll go singing of you, alma mater, Idaho. We'll go singing of you, proudly too. All our lives through we'll go singing of you, alma mater, Idaho.
This concludes the 131st commencement of the University of Idaho. Parents and families, please meet your students outside the arena for pictures. Thank you for attending, and go Vandals!